I want to tell you today how my office became Google's highest rated full service dental office in all of New York City. And I'm talking millions and millions of people, right? One of the most saturated dental markets there is. We're going to talk today about reviews, and I'm going to give you a who, what, when, where, why, and how of how we got this done, right? So first, what? What is a Google review, right? It's a rating that they put up. When it adds up, you get a 4.8 or a 4.9 or a 5.0. So we have 1,600, that's 1,600 reviews, and we're rated at 4.8 stars, right? To give you an idea, the average dental office, even one that does focus in on reviews, maybe has about 200, maybe 250, 300 is considered a high number, and we're at 1,600, right? So what that does for you is when someone's looking for a dental office and they see everybody else around them has 50, 100, 200, and then they see 1,600, they just can't avoid coming to you. And I've asked a lot of patients recently in the past couple of weeks, what brings you to my offices? And they always say, I looked you up on Google and I just couldn't resist. I had to find out what makes you this highly rated, right? And you think about it, you're looking for a new barbershop or a new restaurant or a new hair salon, and if one place is 5 times as many great reviews as the other place, and they're actively getting reviews just nonstop every week, that's gonna make you wanna go there, right? So that's the what of reviews, right? So why is it important? We already talked a little bit about that, but one, it really puts patients at ease. There's a lot of patients out there in the dental world who are scared of coming to the dentist. They've had a bad experience or they just heard bad things, and when they see an office with this many really good, really high reviews, it makes them comfortable. It says, hey, you know, if 1,600 people can trust this guy or this office, I can come here too, right? So that's the first reason. The second reason is efficiency in marketing, right? We have not increased our marketing budget in the past 18 months, which is the amount of time we've really been focusing on let's get as many reviews as possible, right? In that time, we went from 300 to 1,600 reviews, right? So almost 5x on the review side. And in that time, our overall collections, our growth, our patient numbers have gone up 20 to 30%, right? And that is without adjusting our marketing budget. Because what happens is when someone clicks on an ad, gets a postcard, sees you on Facebook, or even gets referred by someone else, what's the first thing people do these days, right? They go on Google. They go to look at the reviews. And when they see reviews this high, they're so much more likely to call us, to come in, to walk in, to send us an email, or anything of that regard. So that's why reviews are very important. Who in the office is getting the reviews? The answer to that is everybody, right? But if I had to say 2 specific positions that have worked very successfully for us in reviews, the number 1 position is dental assistants, and the number 2 position is the receptionist. All right, I'll tell you why. 1, when it comes to dental assistants, patients are sitting in the chair sometimes for a few minutes waiting, right? So dental assistants have a prime position to see a patient waiting, get in there, see if they're happy, talk to them a little bit, build a little bit of a relationship, and then ask them if they wouldn't mind leaving us a review. The receptionist is also a great place, especially for patients of record, returning patients, patients that have been there for a while, because they might wait for a minute or 2 or a few minutes in your reception, and the receptionist can take advantage of that moment to ask them to leave us some feedback. So that's who does a review. But I've gotten reviews myself as the dentist, my hygienists have gotten reviews, even my phone staff have gotten reviews where they're calling a patient after a procedure and the patient is just so happy about how the procedure the day before went, and like, why don't you leave me a review? Let me send you a link right now. So that has been really successful for us as well. But I would say the 2 top review getters in my practices have been first the DAs and second my receptionists. How do we get reviews? We learned very early on that the process of sending patients texting links or asking them to leave us a review when they get home wasn't very successful. Out of every 50 patients I asked or sent a link to, I might get 1 or 2 to respond to me. It just wasn't efficient. So we always ask our patients in person in the office, right? So the way that works is we've actually used QR codes, which is a barcode that is custom created online, very easy to do, where if you take a photo of that barcode with any phone, iPhone or Android, it'll pull up a link. You click on that link and it takes you to a custom webpage from Google where they can leave a review. It pops up perfectly. It's got the empty stars. It's got an empty place for the patient to type in, and then you can just press enter, right? So they don't have to log in if they have a Gmail account. Most of the time, it's seamless operation, right? With this QR code page, it's not just a QR code. I have written a little bit of information for our patients. I've talked to them about why it's really important for us to get reviews, about what I mentioned earlier on in this video, where when patients are uncomfortable, they avoid the dentist, but when they see so many good reviews, it makes them so much more at ease for them to come in. So there's a whole paragraph on this QR code page about that. Then there's a very big QR code. It has my logo in the middle, so it looks pretty nice. And at the bottom, there's a saying, we'd love for you to leave us a review because we want you to help us help our community get healthier. It also talks about how patients live longer and are healthier when they get their dental treatment done. We have this page posted up all around the office. I've laminated it. It's at the front desk. It's at every administrative desk. It's in every operatory as well. And then what we also do, right, it's not enough to just leave the page up, right? The how in getting so many reviews is you have to be very active and proactive about it. So all my staff are very well trained. We practice this in our weekly meetings we do mock sessions where someone pretends to be a patient, someone pretends to be a staff member, and we act out how we're going to get these reviews. So when it actually comes to actual practice in our day-to-day life and during their patient schedule, they know how to do it and they can do it without hesitation. When do we get these reviews? We get these reviews all the time, before, during, and after appointments. I've even gotten reviews from a new patient within 20 minutes of them walking into our office because they were just blown away by how awesome our service was or how great of an experience it already was or how comfortable they were. So there's really no wrong answer. You just have to see when your patient's happy, satisfied, comfortable, excited to be there, excited that their treatment has completed. It makes a remark to you about how comfortable they've been or how this is better than any other experience they had. You always want to be vigilant about review opportunities, and my staff are very well trained to be vigilant about review opportunities. So this one tidbit has been a huge benefit to us in our practice in the past 18 months. We've seen significant growth even in these times by just focusing in on reviews and going from 300 to 1,600. It's given us a lot of upside in the office. We've gotten a lot of new patients from it, patients that are actually excited to be there. That's one other thing I'd like to mention is the new patients that you get from reviews are awesome new patients a lot of the time because they're not looking for the cheapest dental office or the dental office that takes their insurance or the closest dental office. They're looking for the best dental office. And so these are patients that actually care about the quality of their dental treatment, and they're awesome patients to work on. I picked up this tip actually at the MG New Patient Workshop. It's just one of the amazing things that they go over there. It was a small little portion, but even just this small little portion applied has made such a huge change to our office. So you can imagine if you were to apply everything you learned in that workshop, how much of an increase in your practice you could see. If you enjoyed this tip and you want to hear more, please subscribe to our page. We've got a lot more awesome content for you. Thank you.